The other day I happened to get access to one of these neat bags. It didn't look like this when I got it. You can see the pictures in the photo set for this project to see what the bag looked like. Basically it's a feed bag, and now it's a grocery bag. And what I did with it was I made a couple of cuts here and here, and then I sewed one of those pieces into the bottom with a sewing machine that I just happened into recently. The previous sewing machine I was working with died, and it was ugly, broken needle, and clunking and unhappiness. But this is the new sewing machine, and this one seems to work very nicely. It does have this goofy wind in place bobbin, which is that took me a little bit to figure out how to make that work. Winding the bobbin without, usually there's a spot up here where you wind the bobbin, but with this one you actually wind it right there inside it. So to make this bag was really pretty straightforward. I needed just a few tools, really just these tools right here. Scissors to cut the bag. I ripped some of the seams back out after I sewed them, so I didn't end up with kind of the wrong layout. And I used a utility knife to do this. This I used to kind of poke the thread out of in this area down here. I used the pen to kind of move that out. And then rather than pinning it, I used a stapler, and that worked just fine. But this bag, I think, will be a perfectly fine grocery bag, maybe a boot bag, and it should be nice and durable. I folded this seam over here to make it less likely to fray. I took these sections of bag here and basically just sewed them to make edges on them, and then sewed them into place. And then the bottom was definitely a pain in the neck, putting the square bottom into the bag. I'm not sure that I would do that again. I think it'd be a lot easier just to sew the bottom of the bag. I think that'd be much simpler. Probably one of the biggest parts of the whole project was getting that bottom panel into place. So if you come across a nice piece of burlap kind of plastic fabric, or even any kind of fabric, a bag is definitely a handy thing to make with it, and it's very functional, very useful, and can be a very beautiful thing too. So give it a shot, and you can sew it by hand, but it'd be a much bigger time commitment. But sewing it with a machine is a good thing. But by all means, sew yourself some bags.